Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? Joey Sugarmuck is back here with another video for you guys. Guys, Monday night, I could not get my recap in last night because it got way too late. But here to talk about the game that was played last night between the Browns and the Ravens. Great win. Needed the win. It was really important. Kept us as the top seed in the AFC. Big, big win. Really glad we got it. Not the prettiest win, not a win we're going to write home about, not a win we're going to remember for ages, but again, a win is a win, and you can't really complain. I guess we'll start with the most positives. Defensively, that had to have been our best game of the season. We were just unbelievably good on defense last night. Brought a tear to my eye. The defense was just unbelievably good. Both sides of the ball, or I shouldn't say both sides of the ball, both aspects or both parts of the defense, pass defense and run defense, especially the run defense, was very, very good. I was wrong for sure. I was really, really worried about our run defense going into that game. They stepped up last night, man. That was without Calais Campbell, and our run defense played very, very well. They had, 40 yards rushing, Chubb and Hunt combined. They did pretty much nothing. Unbelievable work by the defense yesterday, especially the run defense. Just so happy to see that, man. This defense is so inconsistent this year, man. So inconsistent. Let's go, man. Excellent run defense. Pass defense was pretty good. Again, it's not our best, and of course our pass defense has been a big time letdown this year. But it was better last night. Mayfield. I don't think he threw any picks. He did have that drop pick that Clark definitely should have had. But Mayfield was just up and down. We didn't give up too many big plays. The defense played very, very well. I'm so impressed. And I will say, I was pretty impressed with our pass rush, too. That's probably the best offensive line of football, and we did pretty well. We only got one sack, thanks to Tyus Bowser. More on him in a little bit. But we were getting pressure consistently, and at the same time, this is a little bit of a negative, too. We got to stop whiffing on sacks. We whiff on way too many. We could have had, if we had hit on our sack attempts, we would have had at least 4 last night, I think. We whiffed several times. Owe missed a couple times. Houston could not have been closer to getting a sack, but he couldn't get them. So, yeah, that's the biggest issue that I have with the pass rush. The ability to get pressure is, of course, the biggest issue. But when it comes to us getting pressure, we got to finish the sack, and we can't keep whiffing. So we got one sack, though. Tyus Bowser, man, he has been really making his mark. He's not someone who really shows up on the stat sheet much. He's not someone who gets all the big plays, but he's a really solid coverage guy, and he has improved, no doubt, as a pass rusher. He used to not be able to rush the passer to save his life. He's gotten way better. I think he leads our team in sacks. So that's great to see. Tyus Bowser is playing really, really well, and I'm so glad we extended him. So that's great, and Bowser is staying healthy as far as I know. So another guy, outside linebacker, who's really making his mark, Odafe Oweh, man. We have a special one in Oweh, man. I know, when we took him, there was a lot of critique because he did not have a single sack last year. But hey, he is really making his mark. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid here. I don't know if the strip sacks count as an official sack, but he strip sacked Baker Mayfield. That's actually no. He strip sacked Jarvis Landry. That was supposed to be a metaphor. But anyways, Oweh played very well last night. He got several pressures. He won a lot of 1v1s, and then he had that big strip sack on Jarvis Landry. It was a wildcat reverse play. Landry ended up being the quarterback, and Oweh strip sacked him behind the line of scrimmage. So I think that counts as a sack as far as I know. But that's great work by Oweh, man. He is really, really making his mark, and I'm so glad we got him. Yes, after that fumble, we gave the ball right back to them. We'll talk about the negatives on offense in a little bit. But yeah, I know we gave the ball right back to them after that turnover, but it was still a great sight to see. Oweh doing really, really well. He's solid against the run, and he's been probably our best pass rusher. I guess technically Bowser, but I think Oweh is the best at winning consistent 1v1s. So, that's great to see. And Oweh, keep balling, man. He's a rookie, and I just cannot wait to see. I don't think I think he'll probably finish the season with maybe 6-7 sacks, but that's a solid for a rookie season. And I think if we develop him correctly, he's going to be a really, really good player. So, that's great. And the defense, just all thumbs up. Besides the Chuck Clark dropped interception, all thumbs up. The defense played very, very well. Now, before we move on to the offense, I know there's a lot of disputing going on right now that David Njoku play. Did the ball hit the ground? Did it not? So hindsight's 2020. Like if we lost that game, I probably would have been reacting a bit differently. It was really, really close. I'm trying to eliminate my bias as much as I can. The original ruling, remember, it's all about what the original ruling was. The original ruling was a catch. I'm not sure there was enough evidence to overturn that, honestly. I do think it probably hit the ground. It did look like the tip of the ball was hitting the ground as it was hitting his knee. So I do think that was probably an incomplete pass, but at the same time, it wasn't conclusive enough. It took me they showed the replay at least 10 times, and it took me a while to finally see that the ball probably hit the ground, but it wasn't totally conclusive. So I think they could have overturned it, but I understand why they didn't, and it was not an egregious call, at least in my opinion. So, of course, that was the one touchdown, the one bad defensive drive we had. But besides that, defense was lights out. And what was the difference maker in our defense last night? And of course, the pass rush. Obviously, it makes all the difference. Our pass rush was actually pretty good last night. But what was the bigger thing? Tackling. We actually wrapped up and tackled last night. And that makes all the difference. Another guy who played really, really well, besides Tyus Bowser and Odafe Owe, Patrick Queen. What a game he's had. He has really come on strong after a rough start to the year. He's been flying all over the field, making a ton of plays. His tackling has improved drastically. So yeah, we moved him to like the weak side linebacker. He's not playing middle anymore. We switched it up, and now Bynes is playing more middle, and it seems to be working because Queen has been playing really, really well since we made that switch. He's, again, making plays, making tackles, everything. So Patrick Queen, keep balling, man. He has been playing really well, and he had an excellent game last night. I think he led the team in tackles. He went out with a ribs injury, but I think he came back. He came back, I'm pretty sure, so he's fine. Yeah, so that's great to see. Then that's pretty much it from the defense. Besides Queen going out and coming back in, Bozeman went out really early in the game. He came back in. So, dare I say anything, I think we came out of last night's game pretty healthy. I mean, we had the 2 minor injuries, but no long-term injuries as far as I know. All right, let's talk about the offense in Lamar Jackson's worst game of his career. I don't think you can really dispute it. I mean, statistically, I'm focusing on the most here. 4 interceptions from Lamar Jackson. That is just so unlike him, man. So unlike him. He played horribly last night. No question about it. And yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I mean, I get it was his first game back. I know. He was sick last week. He came back. I get it. But man, what was he doing last night? He got way too cute. He was forcing throws into like double coverage. I don't know. He was impatient. He didn't look comfortable in the pocket at all. He was off last night, no question. And he threw 4. The first one was not his fault. That was that was kind of on Bateman and Andrews because, Bateman should not have stepped in the way. The ball was going to Andrews, but Bateman was underneath that, and he thought it was going to him, so he stuck his hands out. But then Andrews could have made more of an effort to get it. So I think it was on both Andrews and Bateman, the first interception. But then the other 3 were undoubtedly on Jackson. He threw it right to him. He threw 3 interceptions in like the span of 5 minutes. 3 straight drives. Jackson threw a pick. It was the weirdest thing. Jackson throws a pick. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Second of the game. Browns turn the ball over. Ravens get the ball back. Jackson throws a pick. Jesus, what is going on here? Browns, I think after that, did they punt? Maybe get a field goal? Jackson, next drive, throws another pick. Like, what? 3 straight drives where Jackson throws a pick. That is just like, that's despicable. How does that happen? Yeah, that's a problem for sure. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. Jackson was just off last night. He was missing throws. His receivers and him were not on the same page, including, Mark Andrews actually played quite well, but receivers in general, not on the same page, missing throws. But hey, I'm not going to worry about it, and, it was nice to see our defense being able to hold strong. I was really worried our defense was going to fold, but they didn't. They hung tough and got the win, and pretty much it carried us to the win. Jackson is open about that. He's like, yeah, it's on me. The defense carried us. Shout out to them. Gotta love Lamar Jackson, man. So humble and everything. But yeah, obviously, the Jackson just played so poorly. But at the same time, he's really good at rebounding, and he said in the press conference that, he would be, he's going to bounce back, and I totally trust him to bounce back. You know, it was a really bad game, probably the worst one in a Ravens uniform for him. But, you know, he can bounce back. Everyone has rough games, and I know this was more than just a rough game. It was pretty bad, but at the same time, I'm sure he'll still bounce back. Everyone, even the best, they'll have their really bad games too. So I have hope that Jackson will bounce back. There's no reason why he wouldn't. It was his first game after the sickness. I'm sure it'll be just fine. So that's cool. Offensive line. So believe it or not, I actually thought pass blocking we weren't bad. Garrett got a sack on like our first offensive drive. But besides that, I actually thought we did okay on Garrett. We were chipping him. We had some double teams, but I thought Garrett was pretty quiet after that first sack, so that's great to see. Pass blocking in general, I don't think was bad. Was Jackson sacked again besides that Garrett one on the first play? I'm not sure. And Jackson kind of ran right into him. I mean, to be fair, we had like 2 or 3 guys on Garrett, and he blew by all of them. That's embarrassing. But Jackson did kind of run right into him. But yeah, besides that, I don't know if Jackson was sacked again, was he? Not totally sure. But the offensive line in pass protection was actually solid last night. I know Clowney and Jackson had something going, man. Clowney was so close to getting him in so many cases, in so many plays, but he just could not get to him, and Jackson kept eluding him. That was like the most frustrating thing. But yeah, I still think in general our offensive line was solid last night in pass protection. But at the same time, run blocking was not good at all. I mean, we could not run the ball at all, and I think that's kind of the difference maker. Our passing game wasn't really there, but also the run game was not there at all. Freeman, of course, as the lead back, he didn't do much. Murray didn't do much. I mean, I don't think, again, they're not very good running backs, but I think the bigger problem is, the line just simply was not winning at the point of attack in the run game last night. We weren't winning all of our blocks. We weren't dominating at the line of scrimmage, and that made all the difference. So run game had a very tough night last night. The offense in general was not good at all, and the defense won the game. But hey, a win is a win, and we will take it. And I really hope our defense, that was the best tackling I've seen from our defense in a long time. So I'm really, really hoping we can build off of this and go forward, because tackling has been our biggest issue so far, and we really need to clean that up. Hopefully last night has started that. So guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I am out. Peace out. Have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. Go Ravens, man. 8-3. You'll love to see it, and I will see you guys this weekend.